My name is Edith Duroseau. I'm a school teacher and a poet. Even though I'm quite dedicated to children, but I always try to find time to write my poetry. The poem I'm going to read has been written by me at the occasion of the birth of my grandson. The eyes of innocence, tiny black eyes, anxious to know the world, through the liveliest sceneries unfurled, a pair of eyes as bright as diamond, of which wandering gaze I'm so fond. When excited, babe wiggles his body, babbling too tells that he feels real happy. Once I thought I heard him hum some music, angelic tune unknown to the public. The infant smiles in all his rosy dreams, some daintiest visions that no one deems. At times, musingly, I watch the poor thing, his face all red in a tantrum, flailing his fragile arms and legs into the air. One day, he may be as strong as a bear. When cuddled, he perceives my devotion, and from our eyes fly sparks of affection. Being a newcomer in this planet, on his future, his whole family bets. Will this child grow up so robust and tall that he will be inclined to play football? Is he destined to become a leader who would rule with charisma and rigor? May he be a great star. This darling boy is our pride and a real bundle of joy. This book I'm holding has one of my poems, A City of Wonders. The title of the book is A Celebration of Poets, Showcase Edition. A City of Wonders. Like a huge jewel, New York City stands imposing. The immense shade provided by its snug dwellings may shield one from the winds, rain, and the hot sun. In all seasons, this charming haven kindled fun. Height lovers reside in its massive skyscrapers. Bright lights join the twinkling stars for nights of splendor. Name Big Apple, melting pot, City of Wonders. This sight, so unique, allures numerous visitors. There, the skills of human mind are so vivid as for the Egyptian Sphinx and the pyramid. In this metropolis of all trades, swirling crowds tread hurriedly some streets, many to the trains bound. People, vehicle, look propelled through surging seas, while moving as actively as aggressive bees. Those lofty towers make one's thoughts bloom at full length in actual kaleidoscopic visions of strength. They evoke a mixture of stones, marble, and glass, sustained by powerful iron, cement, and brass. Many skyscrapers may harbor success and wealth. Indeed, elsewhere, the poor cherish only their health. The first poem, The Eyes of Innocence, that I read a while ago, is part of the anthology Footsteps in the Sand, published by the Poetry Guild. Now, I'm going to read one of my poems entitled Madness by the Sea, which has been published in the anthology entitled America at the Millennium, the best poems and poets of the 20th century. This has been published by the International Society of Poets. Madness by the Sea. In front of the sea, she stands on the lonely beach, daily, for long hours, with no concrete aim to reach. Loudly speaking to herself, listened to only by the creatures roaming the sea's giant belly. The echo of her voice soars to the horizon, bearing to the world her joys and deceptions. Is she expecting stirring mermaids to emerge from the waters, or a sea monster out to surge? She viewed two huge eels fight, splashed into a waterfall. The frightened woman swore to end her daily ritual, impelling her to visit the sea, her deaf-mute friend. She did come back, unable to break her far-fetched trend. The reflex of the sun rays on the wavy surface has quickly caused her weary eyes and a burnt-like face. The queer woman shuffles and sings madly, performing for the birds herding low above the sea when flying. At times, she exerts to reach and touch some turtles, with trembling hands immersed below the cold ripples. While slumbering on the sand, deadly waved caressed her dreams, and a storm dragged her into the sea vastness. It has been a real pleasure for me to read my poems for you. But this one, while reading it, I will feel a touch of sadness, because this is a memorial to my nephew, Edith Duroseau, who recently left this earth as fast as a shooting star. The poem is entitled Majestic Peace. How can I erase from my memory this unexpected human tragedy? Barely 33 years old, a young man, my dear nephew, laid lifeless in a ten-sculptured coffin in an eternal sleep. The pain that this loss caused me was so deep. As a woodworker, he was very keen. When my eyes caught sight of that woeful scene, grim tears flowed as water from a river. He looked kingly near the wreaths of flowers, dainty ones surrounding him with grace. I gazed intently at his handsome face, serene, unaware of past miseries, no remembrance of joys and trophies. Childishly, I wondered if he was dead. Lifelike, he appeared, resting in his bed. Alive, he abused his health with no fear, existing as a vessel with no gear. Daily use of tobacco killed his lungs. Out of breath, to dear life, he strongly hung. His liver was ruined by beer consumption. Counseling never reached his attention. Dear, enjoy the unknown that you have found, a strange domain where complete peace abounds. Now I'm going to read a poem named Lovers in the Rain. That night we quarreled shamelessly, then walked each separately, our way in the heavy rain. We took nowhere to restrain the deluge, and were shocked to meet in a true unexpected feat, face to face at a street corner. Drenched, we gazed at each other, feeling totally in distress. Loudly we laughed at our foolishness, and suddenly our wild heartbeats competed with the brisk rain beat. We lived in the warmest embrace, oblivious of the world we faced, the best love moment in the rain. Now I'm going to read one of my poems, Feelings. Exploding feelings of great joy through a delighted heart deployed, involving long, hearty laughter, kissing, hugging for lovers, lasting jubilation to share with others in groups or pairs. Joy propped by fulfilled desires, feeling of mad anxiety, as if trapped in captivity, released by despair, intense fear, trembling clasp hands and gloomy tears, apprehension of the days ahead, when grim thoughts have grabbed one's hot head. Serenity is a key thing to evade the blows that life brings. Be highly submerged in sound thoughts to break the web where you are caught. Feeling of unrelenting hope, helping the anxious ones to cope with lasting unfulfilled wishes, while others abound in riches. Optimism will yield the strength to show stoicism at great length, in an attempt to calmly stay where defeat and hopelessness lay. Expect soon to see a bright star lighting the horizon to bar the hardships that you fiercely loathe, then dulling the yoke of past woes. I'm going to read now this poem that I wrote. Salute to the United States of America. Through the maze of world history, your flag has waved higher, your name echoed further. The torch of freedom glowing on your land will not fail off your hand. Oh, what a dazzling wonder to view from afar, stars and stripes of your flag, mingled with the stars twinkling in the sky yonder. When your children grow up, may peace and respect be their future prospect. America, keep your fame up. You lead the way in the world charts. For your marching glory and love for liberty, your great shadow bathes all proud hearts. This poem that I'm going to read now is a part of the anthology published by the National Library of Poetry. The title of this anthology is Best Poems of 1997. Phantasmagoria. Gazing steadily at the boundless sky, as in a trance, I view with a deep sigh bewildering cluttered clouds that harbor all kinds of fleeting, intricate figures, displayed in pure and unusual imageries. Odd horses gallop in some menageries. Monstrous elephants romp with their younglings. Faces looking human are grimacing, their large features defying normalcy. Serpents crisscross the heavens endlessly. Quite often, I fancy all this is real, and I wonder if I'm awake. I feel as if I'm transported way up there. In a stormy weather, fires of gray bears gyrate clockwise with the velocity of rapid trains bound to eternity. All calm down in patches of soft colors as my hand brushes my head with tremor. It is a sensation close to dreaming, but with my eyes wide open, far-reaching. It's my pleasure to read one of my poem entitled Mother. This lovely word means the world to me. From the cradle, no one failed to see that Mom for life would be my best friend. Although she had to bend so often when my little arms longed for a hug, she did not mind when I grabbed and tugged. Said Daddy concerning that strong bond of our dear child she was so fond. She nurtured me with all her might, and I was never out of her keen sight. As a fortunate human being, I was showered with many good things, including ribbons and breastfeeding. Her task of preparing my future was well achieved with the most pleasure, while renouncing part of her leisure. For her child, Mom endure a lot of stress. Words are so inadequate to express my gratitude for such unselfish deeds. To cherish her memory I will heed. She deserves my love forever indeed. It's a pleasure for me to tell you that I have been inducted in the Hall of Fame for Poets by the International Society of Poetry. This organization has published my poems in different anthologies, along with the Poetry Guild that has honored me in his book, Footstep in the Sand. Now I'm going to read this poem entitled Reflection on Jealousy Between Lovers, and written by me. Jealousy, the mouth-flaming dragon, owns fiery eyes full of deception. No trophy derives from egotism that alienates realism. If by jealousy you are smitten, you feel as if severely bitten and caught in a grip unrelenting. Stare at the dangerous beast yearning to break the ties between loving pals. Their hearts are filled with this bitter gall. This puzzling demon, for no real reason, can dispirit the sweetness of life, waste it away in a foolish strife. Oh my, jealousy, you are lunacy. Eager advisors are at a loss to mend some lovers' lives. Torn and tossed by suspicion in a vast abyss, there the anguished one longs for a kiss. I am a school teacher, as I told you at the beginning of this program, and now I taught for 27 years at PS 189 in Brooklyn, New York, and I retired 2 years ago after altogether of 40 years of teaching. Now I'm reading a poem that is related to my life as a teacher at PS 189. Farewell, PS 189. Earnestly, faithfully, day after day, never eyeing a possible delay, the woman stepped into the old building where guiding children's mind is exciting. This school has been the center of her life, a witness of her success and strife. During her career as a school teacher, renowned to be an apt educator, she taught kids there for more than 2 decades, and often watched fondly the youth brigades rushing into the tower of learning for the daily productive upbringing. She recalls the core of her endeavors. Unlike the butterflies courting flowers, students flirt with the master's expertise, as if planning to prepare some treatise. Others, the special ones, need a strong hand, teachers' talents to pursue the right trend, perfect their education through action, and help crown a teacher's grandiose vision. Vanishing time heeds to no postponement. New experiences tag retirement. Behold contentment and lead the way ecstatically. Profit from more leeway to fulfill promptly your intimate dreams, while for you a hopeful horizon beams. Okay. This poem is related to a young lady that I have observed, and a young man who was courting her. Stunning commotion. Young lady, when I gaze at you, I wonder why I always shake. Your bearing promote an earthquake. Success creates you many foes. You induce wherever you go an incredible commotion, calling everyone attention. Would it not be a thrilling sight for us to dance away a night? Care for me and I will be fine. To comfort me, give me a sign. Dear, help me to set a fast date. I pledge to be a perfect mate. Your lips rivals a fresh flower. Precious girl, mind my endeavor and be my best friend forever. Speak to me, appease my torment, spare me a disappointment. This book I am holding is an anthology published by the National Library of Poetry, and it is entitled Best Poems of the 90s. Among those poems is one of my poems that I'm reading here. It is the title is Dream Anxiety. Throughout the field they ran, fast and slowly, hand in hand. Swiftly elapsed the hours. The scent of all the flowers evaded the balmy air. Chirping scores of birds were there. They held each other tight. It was love at first sight. Both hearts kept pounding when they started dancing. Dreamer heard the wedding peal. In his sleep, the scene looked real. Then came the aftermath part, just pillow grasping and sad heart. Fancying that she is somewhere, he swore to travel everywhere to find alive the same dream mate. And in their most exciting date, he will lead his beautiful bride to the altar with joy and pride. I want to say now at the end of the program, I am very happy that Mr. Ishmael Rodriguez and Gigi, his friend, have allowed me to come here and say my poems, because I think it's something wonderful when somebody, and people, nice people like them, appreciate what other people can do. Thank you very much. And I thank also all the auditors, all the people who are listening to me. And I'm very, very happy to have been able to express my feelings in front of you. My poems, most of the time, when I write them, they are related to what I see around me and what I see also in society. There is also something on my mind when I'm writing the poems and when the readers are enjoying them, so they may find something that is related to their own lives. That's all what is on my mind when I'm writing my poems. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again.